What's going on, guys? What is going on? This is pretty cool. Guys, you know me, the all-purpose champ, aka the Cowboy from AndNowYour Momma Knows. Self-proclaimed myself as king of content. That's my new moniker. And here with me is none other than this guy has more names than me. Dave the Movie Guy, Codex Gaming, Codex Entertainment. Come on, what else?
That's it now.
That's it now.
Codex Entertainment. That's my EBCN, if you like.
I like the Codex Entertainment because it's just streamlined. Like, here's what's cool. Everything. When you throw in entertainment, you could just, you could do anything under that banner, and that's cool.
There you go.
That's really cool.
There you go. The reason I chose that name, the Codex name, I've had for a while now. And first it was Codex Chronicles, then it was Codex Gaming, now it's Codex Entertainment. The Codex Entertainment comes from the fact that I'm doing more shows, more podcasts, movie talk show. That's sort of where my energy is being placed. And I thought if I call myself Codex Gaming, it doesn't really make sense. So
I agree.
It's the entertainment side. So right now I can do anything, and it's classed as entertaining, i.e. movie reviews or game reviews or reaction videos, game streaming still.
Yeah.
I could do it all.
Yeah, I think what's cool is when I talked to you before and you was explaining how you used to be Dave the Movie Guy, and I think this is cool, man. I think for anybody who have an ideal of maybe they want to do a little more than just gaming, then to have they self-branded so it don't put you in a box, right? The sooner you could do that is probably the better. You don't want to be known for so long as the gamer, and then now you want to do something else. Because what I found that I started off my channel as an everything channel 10 years ago, right? But it was just, it was a hobby. I never even pictured making it anything. And then down the road, it was like, people was like, oh, well, if you really want to do big, you only need to stick to one. You got to stick to one thing. And I'm like, no, I'm more than one thing. I just am.
Yeah.
And what I don't want is a million channels, right? Well, dude, you can make a channel about product reviews, since that's what does the best on my channel, but I don't want to. I don't want
to. No, I get that. I'm in the same position. That's why I had a rebrand. Because I've been thinking about the direction of my channel, because everyone's channel is their baby.
Yep.
They're responsible for its success or its failures. And I was thinking about my channel, and I love gaming. Don't get me wrong, I love gaming and I love streaming gaming, but I also love doing other things. And I didn't want to put myself in a box of that's a gaming channel and then start another one. This is Dave's reviews, and this is another one. I just wanted to be, as Lee said. Lee even said you could even be a boxing promoter under that banner. Codex Entertainment boxing promoter. I can do whatever I want now with the channel, and it falls under the entertainment banner.
And I think especially for you, because you started off doing movie stuff,
Yes.
So that has to definitely been a passion of yours, right? So you can't just cut it off with gaming, Now,
I mean, movies is I put movies before I do my gaming.
Yeah.
That is a biggest passion of mine, definitely.
Now, here's the crazy thing. So the bad thing for you and I is that the pros, the guys that make a lot of money on YouTube, they would say, hey, you guys are doing it the wrong way. And I get it. They're going to say it's going to take you longer, but because the YouTube algorithm isn't going to be able to streamline your content. And I get it. But that's at that point, I'm just hard-headed. I just can't help it. Like,
well, I agree. And also, I agree with you what you're saying, because a lot of these guys they've toiled for years and years, and they've tried things out, and they've perfected it. They've now got the freedom, because it's a full-time career for them. They can hire designers, writers, researchers, video editors that do all that stuff for them, and they've just got to put the content out there. But they started somewhere. So my philosophy is, I'll fill my channel with content, and whatever sticks is probably the one that I'll focus on more than the other stuff. But it doesn't mean I'll neglect the other stuff, but that'll be my focus. So if my movie reviews do better than game streams, I'll cut down on the game streams and I'll focus on the movie reviews, because that's what people are wanting. That's what the views are going to.
So
but yeah, they do say that. They say, oh, you should have a niche channel and you should focus on one thing, but I don't agree with that.
Here's what's funny. So I looked into it, and I get it. They are right. Like, they are right that the YouTube algorithm, like, for instance, right, my treadmill video, right, has the highest views. So when people watch my treadmill video and it's a review, they go to my channel, they're like, what the hell is all this gaming? So I get it, right? It's going to confuse people, and YouTube algorithm want to streamline it. But here's what I said too. Before I was even monetized, I said, you know what? I'm just going to do my thing. I'm going to be hard-headed. Now, what's going to happen is, when I finally am monetized, and when people do like my channel for whatever they came here for, they're going to be like, this guy got so much content that I'm always going to have something to watch. And I think of this lady, her name is Nicole Arbor. She's from Canada. I started to watch her. She's a vlogger. And I remember I watched all her new stuff, and I was watching so much of her stuff, it was nothing new. So I was like, let me just go to her old stuff. And then I was able to get through her old stuff. So I look at my channel like, dude, it's going to take you like a year to watch all my content. So for me, I feel like, you know what? And once you be able to monetize it, then that's just more content for people to watch, for people to see. You know, maybe some people who like a treadmill video might like gaming. Maybe they might like movie reviews. You know,
absolutely. A lot of YouTubers say that those that are big and that are monetized, a lot of their revenue comes from legacy. They call them legacy views. So a video that they put up 3 or 4 years ago, people are still going back to watch, and they've still got ads running on them, and they've still got promotional things in them. So they do make that is how they make the money. One of the things I'm not focusing on at the minute is monetization, and that is ultimately going to be the goal.
Yeah, but that's going to come. Yeah,
but, the small goal is get my content right, get the branding right, get the putting content out regular shows twice a week, and then a few games. They're my short-term goals. So yeah, I'm happy with the rebrand. I'm happy with the way the channel's going. Everything's nicely in playlists. If anyone stumbles across an accidental video and they go and check out my channel, it's tidy enough. It's not messy. I think that's what sometimes puts people off. I click on the recommended videos sometimes, and then if I like that particular video, I'll say, right, I'll go and check out the guy's channel. And if it's just a mess of stuff that I'm not interested in, I won't subscribe. But if he's got a few other videos that I like, I'll think, okay. But I also check as well the last time they uploaded, because if they uploaded 3 or 4 months ago, have they given it up, or have they not communicated? Do you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, what's cool is you said 2 important things. One, you said if you click on the video at the end that says check out other content, right? So people go to that content, and if their channel's a mess. And 2, you said have they uploaded recently? So what I noticed for myself is I like never click on the recommended stuff. I just more or less will click on, if I like that video, I'll click on just their channel. But then what I do notice is I only really look, and this is so weird, I feel like the playlist is so powerful, but people rarely ever look at playlists. I got over 60 something playlists, but I doubt people look at it that much. People look at the uploaded section. That's what they really look at. Oh, what's new? What did they just recently
the latest
upload?
video? Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And that's it. And that's you know, I think, there's some YouTubers out there. There's a couple that I follow in the tech world that one of them's got no playlist. He just uploads a video every week or every 3 or 4 days. And all he does is he talks about graphics cards or processors for PCs, and they're about 5-10 minutes long. And he usually sat in his back garden doing it if it's a nice day. And he's got like 500,000-600,000 subscribers. And it's because people are going to see him and the way he projects himself. He hasn't got a tidy channel. He hasn't got playlists. He's just a guy that uploads a video a week, 5-10 minutes long, and he's got over 500,000 subscribers. So it's like, there's an audience there for everybody. And on
everybody.
YouTube, unfortunately, there's over, I think, if I get the statistic wrong, forgive me, but there's something like 60,000 hours of content uploaded every hour.
I believe it.
People are, and we're amongst that.
Yeah.
You know, there's over 3 billion people signed onto YouTube at any one time.
Yeah.
And you just need to grab that.
And
You've got to create that one bit of content and grab that one bit of audience, and that's, it can blow up.
Here's what's cool. So I know you've heard of him or seen him. The guy Doc Dark. So he's
Yes.
MM2K sent him a Stadia premiere. He's an Xbox guy. He started playing Stadia. Now he has a lot of nice things to say about Stadia, but he's still pretty much an Xbox guy. So I went to his channel and I'm like, dude, every video he put up is like 1,000 people, 500 views, you know. And I'm like, damn. And then I look, he writes nothing in the description.
Yep.
I don't even think he does tags. So everybody's like tags and so on. But I think what you said is important. You just somehow put out a video and it'll grab these people and they're going to keep coming back for your videos. They don't care about the tags didn't get them. A description didn't get them. I never read descriptions, but some people do. Like I have some people say like Ryzak was messing with me the other day. I did a thing, I think with Ejimix. I was doing the SBCN spotlight, and he was like, "Oh, cool." He was trying to be funny. He was like, "Cool description," because I didn't put anything in there. I just let my auto description, but I didn't fill it out. I usually fill out the description after the video, which is funny, right? But I look at Doc Dark, I'm like, damn, so many people watch. I'm telling you, if he put a video out right now, and an hour later, it's like 400 or 500 views on it, you know, and he doesn't put descriptions or tags.
And that's because he's got the audience. They know what he's about.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people that do that are relying on word of mouth. So they'll rely on, if I see a video that I genuinely think is either funny, entertaining, informative, I'll share it. I'll say, put it on Facebook. I'll say, this video's quality, or this video's so funny. I'll share it with people. And 9 times out of 10, they don't put a description in, like you say. They don't work on the thumbnails a great deal. But because they put out entertaining content, and they've got an audience that's just going to spread that word that it's good. So there's ways to do it. There's the right way to do it. There's the wrong way to do it. I've done it the wrong way for so many years, but now my mindset is focus on your channel, just focus on the content, and the audience hopefully will come one day.
Yeah, I mean, people do say about the thumbnail too. That is important. But again, Doc Dark, he makes no thumbnails. It's just be like whatever the screen capture, you see him. But I guess the thing is, it's him with a black wife beater on, and you know what you're getting into, you know? So it's like, wow. Let me grow, guys, but you didn't come here to hear Codex and I talk about.
Yeah, it's an interview. That's a lot.
I know, right? Let me go through. So we got Stadia Pro in the building, Codex Entertainment. How are you in the chat and here? Sky.
I count as a view, I do.
Oh man, the portable gamer. And Ryzak said, "You better put some respect on my name, Cowboy." Sorry, Ryzak. But yeah, you was messing with me the other day trying to troll me. Oh, Alex is in the building, and so I had to add that. So let me for the people who don't know, a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, myself, Vet, Stadia Vet, Gaming, Rated Gaming Cyborg, and Spectre, we decided, hey, let's create something. Well, we've been doing it for months, but we unveiled it. And what it was, we came together and called this thing the EBCN, Entertainment Bass Community Network. I said, let's make the name close to SBCN so people will understand the people who created that. Now, we did this whole big hype up, big announcement for like 2 weeks. We rolled it out, and it didn't go so well for everybody. So some people loved it, some people hated it. So some people had questions, some people just said whatever. You guys, you know the story. Some people left, some people stayed for whatever reason, right? So Eli, I was doing a random video, and Eli said, "Hey, I got a question about the EBCN." I said, hey, instead of you write me in a message, I'll just end the stream when I'm done, and you and me will go live and ask your questions live. That way other people listening may have questions, right? I'm more of like, I'm not the behind the scenes guy. It's just not me, because I think sometimes people take people's words, and sometimes you can't understand in writing. There's just a lot.
Yes.
And
that's a big thing.
somebody might, you might think like, oh, he was really mad at me. And the person's like, mad at you? I wasn't mad at you. But it's,
Context matters, and being able to read text. I've said this a million times. It gets lost in translation. You can send a text message to a friend, they could take it the wrong way. You can message someone on Twitter, it could get taken the wrong way, and you was either making it as a joke or I don't know, whatever, and it can get read the wrong way. So I completely 100% agree that it's not the right way. Doing it in public, questionable sometimes, but I get why you do it, because it's like, it's out there, it's in front of people, we're not hiding anything. So I appreciate that.
I just don't want people. One of my pet peeves, and Cyborg said, okay, I understand that about you, because I made it clear to him. I don't like people putting words in my mouth, right? So I don't like when somebody say, oh, well, Anthony said, or Cal, or whatever you want to call me said, and I want to be like, whoa, wait a minute. You could watch what I said on video. So I know it's not everybody's style, but I feel like I'm very vocal. I'm very verbal. I like talking. And somewhere along the line, I'll put my foot in my mouth. So I like to be able to say, I didn't say that. Like somebody said, you called Rock an a-hole. I'm like, I did? Like, yeah, you did. I'm like, dude, I don't remember that. But go watch the video and then timestamp it and tell me if that's what I said, because I don't recall saying that. But somebody could do that, right? Unless it gets messy and somebody got to screenshot you and be like, I got receipts. And, you know, I don't know. But anyways, the cool thing is when Eli was asking me questions, you said you had questions and you was like, no, I'll, well, actually, you came to me before I even did a thing with Eli. You said, hey, look, I got questions. And I said, hey, we could do a thing about it. You said, let's do it. And so originally you said on the 3rd, which is Monday. And then you said, hey, we could do it on Friday. So we're moving it up an hour because Stadia.
Cloud Gaming Dad.
Darn it. Cloud Gaming Dad is doing his thing. And I want to join in. It's awesome. Dude, I have a ball. And he picks like really good multiplayer games that a lot of people could play. So anyway, plus I just came from a funeral. It'd be cool for me to just kick my feet back. My wife is hanging out with her mom and I could just play some games. So anyways, that's why we're here, guys. And so if you guys have a question, what I've been doing now is just at least write the word question and then your question, so Dave and I could scroll through and see your question, because I know some people get in the chat and they say, hey, what's up? And everybody's saying hi to everybody. And then, it
gets missed. Yeah,
it gets missed.
Well, do me a favor, Cowboy.
Yes, sir.
Explain to me the EBCN as if I'm a 6-year-old, because obviously it was a couple of weeks ago we saw the announcement. There was all the hoo-ha, and it's settled down now. The smoke's cleared, everything's settled down. So I'm not here to argue or fight. What's the principle behind the EBCN? What was the genesis of the EBCN?
I'm glad you asked, but I like to say, let me explain it as if you're a 3-year-old. So I'm gonna go 3 years back. So
I'm a smart 3-year-old.
This is what happened. I have an everything channel, and I love Stadia. Stadia is my primary platform. So, but I know the power of being able to do everything. Now I'm calling myself king of content, right? I love it. Like, how cool is it? You go on the channel and you can see anything, right? For me, I've been doing it for 10 years. I think it's cool. So anyway, Stadia Pro Gaming came to me months ago and said, dude, I want to do a retro show. And I said, cool, I'd love to be a part of it. He's like, yeah, we could put it on the Stadia Backstabbing. I said, oh, whoa. No, we can't do that. He's like, why not? And he was really pissed. I'm be honest, he was pissed at me. I said, dude, and we was debating for like over half an hour. Like, dude, it's only Stadia. The name says Stadia. He's like, yeah, but you can't be so rigid with the guys. You know how many guys got other plans? They got other channels. They do other stuff. I said, why are you killing me, harass me about putting it on the Stadia Bash Community Network? I said, dude, we could do a retro show, but why does it have to be Stadia Bash Community Network? I said, do it on your channel. Do it on, he said, no, but a lot of people watch Stadia Bash Community Network. We'll get a bigger audience. I said, dude, but it's retro. So then a month went by. He hit me up again. Hey, man, I was thinking about the retro. And I was like, bro, you and this retro thing. I love retro. I said, I get it. And to put context to it, before I even knew who he was, somebody was doing a stream and I was in the chat and he was in the chat and Ray was on the stream. So I can't remember if it was Ray stream, whatever. So the person was talking about old stuff and I was just quick. Just throwing in retro stuff. So he told Ray, hey, that guy Cowboy from Stadia Source, man, he knows his stuff. I would like to do a show with you and him. I'm talking about, this is months and months ago, right?
Yeah.
So Ray said it on a stream. I was on one of Ray's streams in the chat, and he was like, hey, Cowboy, I know somebody that want to work with you and me.
Good. Stop you there. Willie Williams in the chat now, so he's here to.
Cool. I told the story many times. He could definitely say, yeah, that's the true story. So Ray said, "Hey, I know somebody." I actually screen recorded this because at the time it was cool for me. I was like, "Oh my god, somebody want to work with me." He was like, "Yeah, he thinks you're kind of a big deal because you're on Stadia Source, so he didn't want to hit you up himself." I was like, "I'm just little old Anthony, what?" So anyway, so fast forward, a month went by. He asked me again. I'm like, and we're kind of getting into it. I'm like, "Bro, no, we're not doing no retro and Stadia Bash Community Network. It just can't happen." So then Cyborg hit me up. I never forget it. It's early Saturday morning. And this is before Cyber was even like part of like the council, part of the main four, right? And he's pissed off, like, yo, I don't get what he's like, you're gonna lose people that way. I'm like, I don't care. I said, listen, bro. I said, first of all, you ain't even helped make this thing. How you making demands? So we got into it. And I said, listen. He said, all right, forget it. I ain't bringing it up again. I said, listen. Don't take my word for it, because it's three of us that came up with this. I said, let me call Spectre, let me call Vet. If they outvote me, then I don't care. I said, but I'm telling you, people are going to see content on the Stadia Bash Community Network that's not only Stadia. They're going to be like, oh, look at you guys. I said, it's going to not be cool. So anyway, I called Spectre, called Vet. Vet kind of didn't have a problem with it. He was like, I mean, because Cyber was like, we put a disclaimer saying that it's own, it's just a one-time thing. I was like, I said, if we got to put a disclaimer on a video, that's a bad thing. That's not a good look. I'm always about like our image, right? So that kind of didn't have a problem with it. And then Spectre was like, well, I was like, whatever, man. So we left it alone. And we've been thinking, like, how could we do something? And then Stadia Source came out with their thing. And we all know how that turned out. Oh, man, did people have a field day with Stadia Source turning to GSN? Again, timing is everything. So a month prior, I guess, was the Stadia Entertainment thing closing, or 2 months prior. And so everybody feel like, oh, if you're changing your name or adding content, that means you don't like Stadia no more, right? So they did get that bad rap. So but Avery did say many times that he thinks Stadia is dying, right? So he did went public, even on my thing. I said, dude, if you just tell people how you feel, to be honest, then they can't assume. And then that way, even though you might say, I don't have faith in Stadia living past 2 years, we can respect you because now we're not speculating. So anyways, we was in the laboratory, if you call it, if you will. What could we do? What could we do? So one day I'm in the shower and I said, I got it. I got out the shower, called the guys. I had clothes on when I called them, just so you know. So I called the guys, said, guys, I know what we could do. We've been trying to figure out how can we add content? How can we please people that don't just do Stadia? I said, this is what we could do. We can make a channel, because the Stadia Bash Community Network channel was my ideal. I came up with that. So I said, we can make a channel, and that channel could be like a portal to all type of content. I was like, so that way it won't be us changing, because we was thinking about it. Well, what if we change the name from Stadia Bash? What if we change the name of Stadia Bash Community Network to Entertainment Bash Community Network? I'm like, dude, we can't change the name. You've seen what happened when you change that. We cannot touch Stadia Bash Community Network. Anyway, so I came up with the idea. Let's create something. Let's call it the Entertainment Bash Community Network. People will go on it. They could see Stadia Bash Community Network and click on that. If they only like Stadia, that's a way for them to get to the Stadia Bash Community Network, but they still have how they always found Stadia Bash Community Network. But this might be a way for somebody who likes Nintendo, somebody who likes Genesis, whatever, and who like GFN, Luna, and say, oh, they got a Stadia thing. I heard about Stadia. Let me click on that. And then, hey, maybe we might get some more people to Stadia. So that was the ideal behind it. And what we really did, man, we thought of, here's what's crazy. I personally thought one of the people that would love it would be you, because you was in the movies. So I was like, so in back of my head, when you had me on your show, I'm like, dude, wait till we unveil the Entertainment Bash Community Network. There could be another. I was like, I swear to God, in my head, I'm like, yo, Dave's going to love it. He's like, oh, I could wait a minute. You could put movies on there. It don't have to do with video games. It could be about anything, not even video games. You could have a show about eating ice cream. We would throw it on the Entertainment Bash Community Network. And if a random person from Scotland was on there and seen it, then now you got more views. Now you got more eyes. So I was like, dude, I do the Sandy and Anthony show. We don't talk about video games on the show with me and my wife. But now people who don't have no clue my show exists, they can see my show on the Entertainment Bash Community Network. So that was, I hope I explained it as simple
you
as
did.
possible.
You did. William has put a couple of things in the chat.
William, what is he doing in here?
Right, listen. I'll explain. I'll briefly touch upon why I left, because I know there's something. I mean, I'm not the most popular person on the SBCN by any stretch of the imagination.
Dude, everybody loves you.
But I was talking to a friend of mine the other day about having left the SBCN and the reason I did it. I love the Stadia Bash Community Network. Don't get me wrong. I love the people that I've met. Everyone's amazing. And I genuinely mean that. I'm not just saying it. I love you all like brothers. My channel, and this goes back to the rebranding, my channel, I've rebranded and I'm starting to do other things and wanting to do other things. And I want to be responsible for the failures, but also the successes. Okay. And I get the whole, if you put it on here, you're opening yourself up to another audience and a potential larger audience. I get that. But for me, and you referred to Netflix a couple of times saying, everything's on there, you can find it. Right. They still vet their content. Not everything gets through. So for me, my audience will judge my content and they will let me know what they want, what they don't want. So I wanted to step away from the community, not because I don't love anyone and I'm still supporting everyone. I still go into people's streams. I'll still play live with them and all that sort of stuff. But I'm the arbiter of my own content. And if it succeeds, it's me. It's on my shoulders. If it fails, I wear that on me. Right. That's the reason I stepped away. It wasn't it with the Entertainment Bash Community Network. I sort of thought they're opening the doors wider. There's going to be a flood of everything else, and it sort of did create that atmosphere where people were saying, "Oh, so you're stepping away from Stadia, so you're not 100% Stadia anymore," and all that. And I saw that happening. I didn't get involved in that because, I play PC games. I play PlayStation and Xbox. I've always been a multi-platform gamer anyway. I've never held anything on a pedestal. I love Stadia, still play it today, and I've bought like 4 games in the last 3 days. But people, my thing is, I think the way you delivered the message was probably not the best. Does that make sense? Because it did create a bit of a backlash. I don't think people left because of that. I honestly don't, and there was no sort of one person left, so there was a mass exodus. I think it must have been on everybody's minds because we're all independent at the end of the day. We don't. Yeah. The only 2 people that sort of know each other is me and Lee because we live 10 minutes away from each other, and we've known each other the last 20 odd years. So I left because I wanted to focus on my channel, and I wanted to be in charge, responsible for its successes and failures, however that may go, however it may be. I love everyone that I've met. I support everyone. So that's just me getting that out of the way, that I didn't leave because somebody else left. I think I saw on one of the streams the other day that you were saying that it's not going to be manned. We're not going to put any more time into that than Stadia Bash Community Network. Right. My thoughts to that is, then what's the point of it? Just let people put stuff on their own channel. Right. And I'm not saying don't do it, by the way, this is just how I'm looking at it from the outside in. So if I'm a Stadia Bash community member and I do my hours stream a week and I get an audience and people think, like someone like Blake or Alex is upping his game with his stream overlays and all that sort of stuff, or William, and Lukey said, if that person enjoys that stream, 9 times out of 10 they'll automatically levitate to that channel. Yep. And if they see the other content, then they'll automatically be a subscriber and a fan. So I don't know. I just think it's a bit of a, if it's not going to be manned or pushed, why do it? Cool. So here's a question, or not a question, but here's the thing. So where do you live at? UK, Manchester, right? And I live in New Jersey. So I really don't think, if I never met you, that any of your viewers would have ever found my channel. That was very slim, right? But if we're on the same thing, like some type of community, we're on the same page, people could scroll down. So let me back up. When I go to a YouTube channel, I just assume all the content on that channel is this person's content. So what's amazing with the Stadia Bash community, I use Stadia Bash Community Network, and I'll use Stadia Source, for instance, right? It's the only thing I could think of, right? So, and I was a part of Stadia Source. If you found me on Stadia Source, you look and say, "Oh, he's a Stadia Source streamer." You rarely went back to my channel, right? And here's proof. And I'm just doing this, guys. So whoever like it or not, it is what it is. But we're sitting here talking, so I want to make some relevancy for it. You see how my brain works.
Egypt Mix was on Stadia Source just like I was for 4 months before he joined the SBCN. Okay. So meaning he was on a bigger channel. People know a Stadia Source, they don't know of my channel. People know a Stadia Source, they don't know of Stadia Bash Community Network. You could agree with that, right? So Egypt Mix joined Stadia Bash Community Network, and his very first stream out of his own mouth, we could watch it back. He said, "Man, I never seen as many people watch any of my videos." However, he was on Stadia Source for 4 months. So what that tells me is Stadia Source is branded as a channel that has their own personal content. You want it? Come here. Here's where you get it. If you watch the Stadia Source Roundtable podcast, which get the most views, you never hear, "Hey, go to this person's channel." You hear, "Go to the guest channel," right? So that means that's in-house. This is where you get this content. Egypt Mix is streaming every Friday at 5 p.m. Come back and see him, right? If he say, "Hey guys, follow my channel," then they might, but it shows, again, by him out his own mouth, said, "I never seen as many people watch me." Now, when he said that, they was watching his content, but they clicked on Stadia Bash Community Network, and then they found him because he was streaming at his time slot. They went to his channel. Now, those people was giving him views, and those people could decide to subscribe to him. So, again, you live in Manchester, right? I live in New Jersey. If the Entertainment Bash Community Network, somebody came on there to watch your content, you say, "Hey guys, you could catch me here. But there's also a thing called Entertainment Bash Community Network, whatever. My stuff is on there as well." So a person scrolled down to see you. They only want to see you, right? And they find your content, they like your content, but they found it through this hub. So they might be like, "Well, damn, it said PlayStation, it said Xbox, it said retro. Oh, it said shows. Oh, a show. This show's called the Sandy and Anthony Show. It show a husband and a wife. That might be interesting." They click on it, and they're from Manchester. I live in New Jersey. And they're like, "Yo, we kind of like them." Or vice versa. You're a movie guy. I do the Big Mike Little Ant channel. We talk about movies, right? Which we'll love to have you get on there because you love movies. So somebody could be on there, Big Mike Little Ant, we love movies. Oh, wait, this thing says Codex Entertainment, and his thumbnail show a movie picture. I'm clicking on that because I just like movies. So the thing is, it's going to be, again, I do the scheduling. I do so much. I don't want to man another thing. Yeah, I came up with the ideal, but I don't want to man it. It's just too much. It's already, I do enough over here, right? So the cool thing is, if you say, "Hey, Ant, I just did a movie review. Here's my link. Just throw it on the show's playlist on the EBCN." Cool. I throw it on there. It is simple for me to just click on the 3 dots on your video and under the EBCN channel and add the playlist. That takes 1 second. Bam, it's there. So the thought is that, man, a lot of people could benefit from having all this content in one place because it goes to everybody's channel. So now I'm not saying, "Hey guys, come on my channel." Like I said this to Ray. I said, "Man, Ray, everybody love you, but everybody," I noticed this from the beginning. I love business, man. Everybody has Ray on his channel. How many people been on Ray's channel? Please let me know, right? Just like Ray's the heart and soul of the community. Ray's on everything. But how many people are on Ray's stuff? So for me, I felt if we have one channel where everybody's stuff is on and this channel doesn't get credit, it only get credit because it's a hub for everything. That would be amazing. So again, that was the thought behind that. So that's why it makes sense to have one channel. So if a random person was going through YouTube and say EBCN, what the hell is that? It might be in there. They might not know none of us, but it's in their recommended thing. They click on it. Now that person is going to watch something. Potentially. He might say, "Stadia, what's Stadia? What's Nintendo? Oh, I'm an Xbox guy. They got Xbox stuff. Let me click on it." And then there you go. So.
Okay.
I mean, personally, even if I didn't come up with it, I think it's a genius idea. Because
you grabbed a drink. Let me go and grab a drink. 1 second.
Oh, cool. And let me look at the, get into the comments. All right, so. Stadia Pro Gaming versus Anthony in Celebrity Deathmatch. So that's pretty funny. Let's see. Guys, remember, if you got a question, let me know. Let's see. Alex said, "I'll buy that pay-per-view." Lukey6 is in the building. Stadia Pro said, I wanted it on the SBCN to promote and get exposure for the boys. That's it. So see, for him, did you hear that?
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, you probably seen it.
Yeah. Go on, sorry, yes.
But see, my issue was, yeah, he wanted to be on the Stadium Bash, community network, right? Because it was becoming popular. I get it. Excuse me. But do you see how it would look if we had a retro only show on the Stadium Bash Community Network?
I get, yeah, I'm not, yeah, the
Dude.
SBCN, push that off the table. Forget that. I love the SBCN.
Right.
I was part of it. And I've said that, and I love everyone involved. The reasons I left, obviously, I've explained why I've come away from it. It's nothing personal. It's the EBCN part I didn't quite understand. And you've explained it, and it's almost like if you want to do something, you're part of the SBCN, you've got your hour stream every week.
Yeah.
You do other stuff, or you want to do other stuff. You might not have the audience, or you might only be on 40, 50 subscribers, and you want it to grow, put it on the EBCN. But, or sorry, not but, however, I don't like using the word. I don't like using the word but. However, if it's not a manned platform, the EBCN, how's it going to be pushed? How's it going to be promoted? Because this SBCN, I love it because of the way we all sing about each other's shows, the way we all sing about each other's streams. The EBCN is almost like a secondary sort of dumping ground.
Right.
Does the person promote their content themselves, or do they say, "Hey, look, I've made this content, but it's part of the EBCN"? It's like.
So here's my plan. So again, we didn't go. This thing doesn't go live until Sunday. EBCN doesn't go live until Sunday. When Will's retro rewind come out, we wanted that to be. Again, they talked about that. I had nothing to do with that part. When they asked Will to join, I wasn't even in the conversation. So they say, Ray said, "Hey, I'm gonna pitch this to Will. He's doing a retro show. This would be really cool." When they set up their meeting, I had nothing to do with it. Will Ray just came back and said, "Yeah, Will's on the board." I said, "Cool. Well, how about we do this? Make the official day of the EBCN when we actually promote." Notice you barely see anything about it, right? But we're gonna promote it itself. Like we will tweet about the channel itself. But to be able to, like Ray might do this, right? I'm not. But Ray might want to be like, "Oh, this just went on. I feel like that's just a lot. We're also doing the Stadium Bash Community Network. But I'm not saying, look, I'm just speaking for myself. Like the channel will be promoted. Obviously, we're not just going to make a channel because then how will people even know about it? So people have to know about the channel. But to go every time somebody puts something on there, I don't, right? Okay, so we just added something new to the Stadium Bash Community Network. I had the idea, well, some people don't like only being limited to an hour. Some people don't even want to do an hour. They want to do short videos. Some people don't want to do it every single week in the same time. You know how many people we turned away that just said, "Dude, I can't commit, but I want to be a part of it." I said, "Look, sorry to tell you, that's what we do." So I came up with, what if we have that random /VOD playlist, and then you could just say, "Hey, I'm about to do a stream." Okay, well, give me if you was about to, you're going to do a stream in 2 hours. You made a link. Give me the link now, and I throw it on there. If you're doing it right now, you say, "Hey, I'm doing a stream right now currently. Here's my link." Cool. If you say, "I already did a stream, here's my link." Cool. Now, Ray's been saying, "Hey, guys, we got check out the VOD playlist. New videos been submitted." That's cool. I didn't totally get that far into that because, again, I feel like, I got a lot going on. But the EBCN was going to be similar to the same thing. Like we'll be like, "Guys, the Entertainment Bash Community Network, don't forget you got Nintendo, and just shout out the channel itself." Now, if that makes people like people like or Alex, for instance, Alex said what did he say? He said something something to the fact that it's a great ideal or blah blah blah. So, but I know people like Chariot Man Gaming he loves Nintendo, but not many people in our community talk about Nintendo. So he can't wait. He's like, "Dude, I do Nintendo." So there's people that can't wait because they've been doing stuff on their channel and they have attraction, but they want to be able to find a way to get more people to see their stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it all makes sense. And I'm not knocking any of the ideas. Again, if I have to say it again, I love the SBCN. I really do. And I know I sometimes, and I said this in Lee's Discord chat about mental health, that I sometimes, because I suffer from mental health issues from time to time, I sometimes say things that can be construed or taken the wrong way, but that's totally on me. So I know I'm very brash sometimes. I might say things out of line or whatever, but
oh man, look at me.
Yeah, but I feel guilty about it when I do it.
Well, here's why I don't feel guilty.
I'm joking.
Like,
see, that's I'm joking. So that was me messing about. So
well, I just want to say that I feel like everything I've ever said, I like to say it in public because I like to say I challenge anybody to say if I was lying, right? Now, you might not
yeah.
like what I said, but I feel like I speak in truth. I try to.
Yes.
So, yeah, I might have opinions. Then I could say, well, that's just my opinion. But typically, I like to deal in facts and logic. So at least I could say, listen, you might not have liked what I said. However, if you fact check it, it's a fact.
I get that absolutely, and it's an admirable trait. It's one of them rare human qualities that a lot of people don't have, where they can say, you know, I've said this, you might not like what I've said, but I've said it, and you can disagree with it or agree with it, and you can argue it or debate it. I'm all for that. I'm all for free speech. I'm all for people having an opinion. I might not like what some people say, but I'll always defend their right to say it freely, because that's what free speech is all about. But the reason for tonight, I mean, had we done this last week, this would have been a very different conversation, a very different
well, you know
tone
what's
of conversation.
crazy is when you wanted to do it at the time, I was like, oh man, this is gonna get crazy. I know it's gonna, and then it's so calmed down. I even said when I did the thing with and I didn't want to steal your thunder because I knew you and me had a thing, but I was like, man, his thing is like a week from now. And a week from now, our community is so short fused. 1 week we want to kill people over Stadium 100. 1 week want to kill people over Chase's letter. 1 week want to kill people because the GSN. 1 week, but then a week later we're like, whatever. So I was like, man, things probably will calm down, and by the time you and I do our thing, it's gonna be like, we're just gonna be like, all right, man, how you doing? Hey, let's play some games together, which is cool.
It's just a conversation, absolutely. And this is the sort of thing I like. I'm not one for. I can, if I need to, throw down with an argument, but I don't like doing it. Like you said, if you make a decision when you're emotional, 99.9% time, it's the wrong decision.
Yep.
If you're upset with you fall out with your missus, or you fall out with colleagues at work, and you get emotional, if you react in the moment, it's usually the wrong decision. So if you step away, take a breath, have a break, come back, think about it, then I think that's what a lot of people have done with the whole thing. I mean, like I say, the reason I left the SBCN was for the reasons that I stated, but I love the community. I love the Stadia Bash community. I think it's one of the best things I've ever come across in the world of gaming.
Yeah, me too.
As well as YouTube. It really is. The people in it, amazing. Ray, you, William, Vet, Rock, I knew Lee anyway, but Lukey6, all them guys, Alex, Clive, absolute legends. I love them all to bits, and honestly, I would go for a pint with any one of you at the drop of a hat. It was the EBCN that I couldn't get my head around.
Gotcha.
And I'll be honest, you've still not convinced me, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, well, could I ask you a question? So I want to hold that thought because I want to ask you about the convincing part. But so I'm just being honest. We're talking. I don't understand your reason for leaving. I feel like your reason for leaving kind of doesn't make sense to me. So could you explain that to me as a 3-year-old?
Well, basically, because I'm part of a community.
Okay.
I'm reliant. Well, not that I'm reliant on, but I'd stream every week at Tuesday on 8 o'clock on a Tuesday UK time. I'd get the guys come in, yourself would drop in, Ray, Stadia Vet, and honestly, I'm not knocking any of that, but I want to bloom, and I want it to be my channel, and also that slot's now available for someone else. But everything that happens with my channel, I want it to be me. I want it to be my growth or failure. I'll wear the failure as a badge of honor, or I'll wear the successes as a badge of honor. And I don't. If someone looks at my channel and it grows, and someone says he's only grown that much because he's part of the community and he's being followed by members of the community. It's like I want a wider audience, and I want it to be I want the things I do to be my decisions, and not to ask for permission. That's the wrong way of putting it. But to sort of say, oh, is anyone streaming tonight? Or oh, he's on at 8 o'clock, I better not, because I'll interfere with his streams. Do you know what I'm saying? I just want to be able to do my content and put it on the channel, and that's it. It's not that.
Yeah. So let me jump in there real quick. So here's the thing. So that I don't understand. Stadia Vet is one of the people. He came to me in Spectre and said, "Hey, I got an ideal. What if we had some type of network, right?" And I was like, "Oh, I took that ideal, created network." Stadia Vet streams more than everybody.
And every time I turn YouTube on, he's on.
Exactly. So that means there's no clause that say you can't stream when somebody's streaming at all. Now,
no, I get that, absolutely. But, and you've seen this, you've seen it not only within the Stadia Bash Community Network, but the wider GSN or Stadia Source or whatever. And there's a group of people involved. There'll always be sort of infighting, bitching, backstabbing. It happens. It's human nature. It happens at work. It happens at school. It happens everywhere. I've removed myself from that, so I don't have a vested interest in it anymore. My channel is where my interest lies, and I've said it again. I'll say it again. I love every one of the content creators, and I'll support them going forward every time I see one of them streaming. But it's my baby, and it's just I've seen with. I think it was because of the EBCN.
Right.
EBCN?
Yeah.
That I was thinking to myself, okay, where does it end? Do you do the MBCN, which is the Music Bash Community Network?
Well,
you do the Artist Bash Community Network.
Then you wouldn't have to do that, because inside of the playlist says shows and podcasts. So if you had,
but this is what I'm saying. Then you've got the Stadia Bash Community Network, which is the one that's held up high,
right?
And then you've got this thing over here, which you're saying everything else goes in there.
Well, it's for so I want to because we're talking about, I want to tie back to you still not sold, or you don't what was the term you used? Not sold,
convinced.
Convinced. Because here's what I hear you saying. I'm gonna do my channel.
I'm saying it so everyone can hear what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. But this is what I interpret, right? I didn't want to be a part of the Stadia Bash Community Network.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather do my own thing, but I'll never share or ask somebody to share any of my content. Because that's the same thing. So if you tell your cousin who lives 20 miles away and say, "Hey, I made this cool video last night. Check it out," and share it with your friends, do you have a problem with that?
If they want to share it,
okay, cool.
But absolutely.
So if you don't have a problem with your friend sharing your content, why would be the problem streaming in a 1 hour slot? Now, if you said, "Hey man, I want to stream longer than an hour, this just ain't working for me. Hey man, 8 o'clock, me and my woman started watching a show." But if you say, "Hey, I want my own failures and success, and I'd rather not be tied to a community, because if I blow up, people might say it's the community. If people start watching me, people might say it's community." But I get that. However, if you say, "Hey, bro, I made a cool video, watch it and share it with your friends," that's the same thing. It's like, then
I still do that.
All you're doing is sharing your content on the stage.
Absolutely. I still put it on Twitter.
Right.
I put it on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and it gets the views it gets my videos get the views they get, and they are what they are, and I accept them, and I'll analyze them, and I'll look at because believe it or not, I look at my statistics, my analysis. Most 65, I think it's 65 or 60% of my views come from people that aren't subscribed to me.
Yeah,
which amazes me.
Yeah, way more than that.
Some of my videos get 60 views, some get 30 views, some get a couple of 100 views.
Right.
And it fluctuates, but 40 to 60% of people that come and watch the video, whether it's afterwards or live, I don't know, they're not subscribed to me. So it's great that they're finding the channel, they're not subscribing. Right. So that's my fault. That's on me, because I'm not entertaining enough, or the stream looks like garbage, or something is not correct. No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's
it's on me. I wear that. I have to shoulder that burden, and that's why I came out of the SBCN. I appreciate everything the SBCN did, and don't get me wrong, Anthony. It boosted my confidence no end. It so helped me out getting on camera, streaming live because I was rubbish at it, and I've done it a couple of times. I was so bad at it, but it really has. And anyone that was wondering of thinking of trying to join, I would say 100% get in with these guys because they'll help you absolutely no end. But me being the character that I am and the person that I am, it's now time for me to spread my wings and say, right, Dave, this is get stuck into your channel, work on your thumbnails, work on your content, pre-record your content. I've got my editing suite all back on my PC now. So that's my focus. It's nothing to do with that I think the channel's got some sort of hidden agenda or anything like that.
I think the cool thing is that I think what saves us is that everyone content is their own, right? So I'm vocal, you know, it's no secret, but I recently left Stadia Bash Community Network. Stadia Source because
that's called a Freudian slip, that is, ladies and gentlemen.
Like, wait, what? He's leaving. I left Stadia Source because they came up with a new thing, right? They said, hey, now you can't stream at the same time as somebody else is streaming on a channel. So I tried it for a week and I said, dude, I already feel bad if I stream when people on Stadia Bash Community Network are streaming. And Cyborg and him had many conversations. Said, bro, you got to stream, just period. Even obviously Vet doesn't care. And I said, but I feel weird if I'm streaming when somebody else is streaming. It's like, dude, you can't feel like that. What if when we have all the slots filled, where you only stream once a week? I said, cool. So now I just stream whenever something happens, I stream random. So anyway, when I did the thing with Chase, it went up at the same time as Stadia Source's speaking the Stadia thing. So you know, it rubbed Avery the wrong way. So he said, listen, man, he made a new thing. So for me, I was like, so I tried it that week and I was like, dude, I can't do this. For me, stuff happens and sometimes I just want to go live, right? I don't want to have to be like, oh wait, who's streaming? Just like you're saying. I don't want that, right? So, but with Stadia Bash Streaming Network, we never said that, right? Like, never ever. No one ever said, hey, you got you know, so I just want to make that clear. I don't want some people watching and may think that's the case.
I absolutely get that, but it comes from an inborn sense of these are my friends. I consider them friends, my peers, you know, my fellow streamers. That if someone's streaming at the same time as me, I think, oh, I can't do that, because I'm not saying that I'm going to take all their audience, but even if it just felt wrong to me. So now I've removed myself from that situation, from that position. I can hand on heart say, Codex Entertainment channel is mine. It's 100% mine.
Right.
I'm not involved in any sort of community. I mean, I am involved in the community. That's the wrong wording, because I love the community. I still speak to everyone.
But like an organization.
Yeah, but I'm just not part of it. If you want to use the umbrella term, professionally,
right?
In the streaming world, my content's my own. Like, you know, we talked about Williams' show, his retro gaming show. He came to you, Retro Rewind, and there was already a discussion about that. Now, for me, I would have just done that as part of my channel,
right?
And maybe, you know, I think he mentioned it earlier on. He wanted to use EBCN to promote the show, not to broadcast it, but to promote it.
Right.
So I don't have that problem anymore. I'll push movie talk, I'll push my podcast, I'll push my game streams, and I don't answer to anyone. If anyone says, oh, you know, Dave, someone's streaming, I'm like, oh, you know, unfortunately now, I've got it worse off, because you've got 30 plus streamers streaming 5 days a week. I've got to compete with every single one of them.
Right.
I'm not going to, but that's the situation I'm in. So it's just me taking myself out of that situation where I just focus on my channel. I don't have to make deadlines or anything like that. It's nothing personal. It was never anything personal.
Yeah, honestly, so I feel like I'm a good judge of character, and I feel like everybody who left, they was always cool, and I'm fair, right? So
and they still are.
If
for me, they all still are.
Listen, even if they said, man, this new thing sucks, I feel like they're leaving Stadia, that's fine, because it's still someone's personal opinion. My job is just to explain that's not the case, but I don't really I'm about character. You and I had great conversations since day one. Everybody, I don't have I don't have an enemy. I don't have a person I dislike. So for me, listen, nothing changes for me, right? We just, you just don't have an
There you go.
hourly time slot, whatever.
Absolutely.
So let's just get to the EBCN. So let me ask you this though, because this is what ponders is if you did a like you and I, we did the thing about Girl in the Basement, right? So let's say
Yeah.
you do Girl in the Basement Part 2, right? And you're like, man, this is a pretty cool thing. Man, it got some pretty good traction. It'd be cool if more people seen it, whatever. You don't see the value in saying, hey, Aunt, throw this under the playlist, so more people might see it.
Or I just say, Anthony, share this.
Mhm. Yeah.
What's what I
So listen, I'm one person.
I'd rather you share it,
right,
than you say, I'll put it on this channel that someone might stumble across. I'd rather you say, check out this episode where I was on Dave's show.
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
Here's the thing, just me. So here's I'm glad you said that. I have a certain amount of friends and people who know me, but a channel is always going to beat one person, right? A channel may have audience coming from worldwide. Imagine if I never met you guys across the pond, so to speak, right? And somebody said, well, my stepdad is from Liverpool, right? So he was born in Jamaica. He moved to Liverpool when he was, so I actually have some family across the pond. But,
poor man.
So,
poor man.
What, from Liverpool? Oh, me. Yeah. So imagine if I didn't know anybody, right? And one of my friends said, man, I would love to try to break into the UK market. I don't know anybody in UK, right? So I could share this to my friends that live in New Jersey and some people in Florida, but that's as far as it's going to go. But if a channel has it and it's a bunch of people, so think about it. Not everybody, but a lot of people are going to be sharing this channel. So Ray's family, I don't know anybody who live in California, but Ray's
Let me ask you this. Before you go on, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
How did I get involved in the SBCN?
Through Lee, right?
And how did Lee get involved? He didn't know anyone in America.
Right. Yeah, I don't know who he knew.
But it happened. It happened organically. That's what I'm saying. But it did happen, and it eventually did.
And that's correct. But think of this, right? So you could say, how did I get in? And how did Lee get in, right? But now you could say, how many days later, I don't know how it's been, how many people do you know now? Why? Because of the channel, because of the brand SBCN. So it like superseded 100%. The amount of people you could have met, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
It's like as if, because it's a everything channel with a bunch of different stuff, people are going to be, eventually when it gets rolling, I have no doubt, some people are going to be like, it's like I met Doc Dark and he debates a lot with the PlayStation guys. He's always throwing jabs. So most of his viewers are people who hate Xbox, but they're coming just to debate with him. So imagine the Xbox guy go to see Doc Dark, right? And then he's like, oh, Doc Dark mentioned the EBCN, right? So he comes to the EBCN. Then he's like, oh, well, there's a PlayStation thing right there. I like PlayStation. However, I came here to see an Xbox content. But you know what? I also heard Stadia was the best thing in cloud gaming. Let me see some people playing Stadia to prove it for myself. So what I'm saying is, just me sharing your content, it won't be as effective as it being on a channel, especially a channel that funnels a million different things. It just, the possibilities for you to get more traction makes more sense. Anyway, do we have any questions? I apologize, guys.
I was going to say, it's gone 10 o'clock, so we're getting over to Lee's late show.
I know, right? Yeah, because I want to jump in too. Well, let's just see if there's any questions.
Has anyone got any questions for me, first of all?
Yeah, guys. Yeah, I meant to ask if you didn't mind answering questions.
I hope that it went the right way in my head. I'm hoping I didn't say anything that's upset anybody.
No, I don't think you said anything. Alex said, I hear you.
Dave, why are you so awesome? Stadia Vet, let me tell you something, right? Stadia Vet says, Dave, why are you so awesome, right? I'm going to be serious with you now. I suffer social anxiety, and I take beta blockers for it. Every now and again, I have panic attacks. If I'm going to a meeting with work, or I'm constantly thinking something's going to happen, either I'm going to get the sack or something bad's going to happen. So I have beta blockers, which basically They block out the anxiety, whatever causes that. So when people say that to me, I would, if someone pays a compliment to me like that, I don't see it as a compliment. I struggle to take that as a compliment.
Oh wow! So you think they're being sarcastic, probably?
Yeah, and now I know it's Vet, and I've spoken to Vet a few times. He's coming on the podcast on Sunday, so he's boosting my ego, and it's good, but it's also in the back of my mind. It's like, are they taking the piss out of me or not?
I got you.
I've got that all the time. And that's something I have to deal with, and that's sometimes why people think I'm snappy or I go too far when I'm having banter and things like that. And I actually put a message in Lee's Discord the other day saying, look, if I ever say anything that offends anyone or go too far with a joke or whatever, I just want people to know that I don't mean it. I don't mean to offend anyone, and I never ever want to upset anyone. So if I do, I apologize, and you have to let me know. Dave, you've gone too far. Yeah. Bit out of order that, Dave. And I'll say, right, you're right. I'll hold my hands up, because I use humor sometimes as a defense. Things like that. So yeah, there you go. So Stadia Vet, why am I awesome? I don't know. Because I'm human.
He's human. Well, Alex said, I hear you, Stadia Pro Gaming, but Anthony is right. Here's got to keep the SBCN Stadia. He said EBCN is a great opportunity for everyone, I think. Let's see. Thinking about doing an F1 show on the EBCN. I mean, you could do whatever you want on the EBCN. Let's see. Yeah, I thought of Dave first when the EBCN came out. I'm not gonna lie, I did think of you. I was like, this dude does movies. This is gonna be great. He could put movie content on there. It'd be a win-win, because the EBCN could show, hey, we have people who put movie content on there, and then for the other people who does the content, then it's just more people to watch their stuff. Let me see. Stadia Pro Gaming said, can't have Stadia without Atari, and someone who starts with Stadia today will be their retro games in the future. Yeah, I mean, I hear you. And like I said, this is one thing I suggested too. I said, listen, if you want to do a retro show, and I say, here's a loophole. Start off with Stadia. Say like, guys, Stadia, we all love Stadia. That's why we're here. But here's what I used to play. And then end with Stadia. I said, that's the loophole. Then we could do a retro show. Ray was the one that said, no, we do a disclaimer saying this isn't about Stadia. That I couldn't be a part of. But Will, when I told Will that, he was like, well, I mean, if you say that, but I know his heart and soul wanted a just retro show. Anyways, let's move past the retro thing. Clive is in the building. He said, there's nothing to lose being on the Stadia Bash Community Network and everything to gain. It's your content, just helps the community find
Clive, it. Can I address that? Yeah, sorry, read it out, Anthony. Sorry, I interrupted.
Oh, no, yeah, I think I was done. Yeah.
Right, so I get what Clive's saying, right? And this is where I might sound like a dick, but it's like Pascal's wager. Do you know what that is?
No.
So Pascal's wager is basically, if you've got a religious person and a non-religious person, an atheist, and he says, do you believe in God? The atheist says, no. Well, the religious believer will say, well, you won't get into heaven then. So you might as well live your life as if there is a God. And then when you die, what have you haven't lost anything.
Right.
But in myself, I will. So I can't accept that. Does that make sense? It's my channel, and someone mentioned earlier on about being a lone wolf. I'm not pushing anyone away, but I want it to be my successes, and if it fails, then it fails. But if I make genuinely good content, right, I believe people will share it, whether I'm part of the community or not. If I make a really good video, preferably for people when I'm not in it, but do you know what I'm saying? An entertaining, funny video or whatever, whether if someone's part of the Stadia Bash Community Network, watches it and thinks, oh, that's really good, I'll share that with my friends. Oh no, it's Dave. He left the community. I can't do it. I don't believe that'd happen. I believe they would share it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I want that to be the case. I want it to happen organically. For too many YouTube channels, I've been going on YouTube since 2007. I've had like 4 or 5. I've deleted some. I've deleted content. Some of them, a couple of them, I got to over 800 or 900 subscribers. But again. Through my own actions, I want it to be me that succeeds, and it's me that's the driving force behind the channel.
Well, Clive did say, he said he doesn't follow your argument for not using it as a helpful platform. I
No,
don't get
I
that
know,
either.
and that's fine, and that's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Well, we kind of you mainly want to talk about the EBCN. We know we got to jump on
Please stream.
Lee's
Yep.
thing. I just want to see if we was missing anything, if anybody had anything to say. Just looking real quick. Rock said, I wonder if "Don't Shoot Me" there was a hashtag used in social media and in the title of a video. Hashtag shorts, for example, works well.
Yes.
I guess he said you could search hashtags on YouTube, title known for a fact. Yeah, I guess you can. I don't ever that's just me. I don't search YouTube for tags. I try to search for something I'm looking for specifically. But
the way shorts work, if anyone wants to know, if you make a clip that's less than a minute long and it's in like if you're doing it on your phone, so if you recorded it like that and you were talking to your phone, you can go in and edit it and everything like that. If you put hashtag shorts before anything else, it shows up on the shorts. And Lukey6 and Blake have done this many times with like shorts that they've took from the games that they've played, like Red Dead Redemption. They've got some of them have got over 1,000 views, but I this is where I have to stress the but. It's not transferring into subscribers all the time.
Correct.
And that's where your content and the quality of your content comes into play, because if you're grabbing people's attention by the shorts and they're going to your channel and thinking, not into that.
Here's what I want to say, right? So my channel was around for 9 years. Okay, 9 years. In the whole 9 years, I barely ever said subscribe. It was just a hobby. I recorded me and my kids. I recorded if I bought something, right? Just a hobby. I didn't care. I never said I wanted this to be anything, right? For 9 years, right? I had about 300 subscribers, right? I met a guy, Josh Waring. Some of you guys may have seen him in the comments, and he did a podcast. So, and Big Mike, I met Big Mike. Big Mike introduced me to Josh Waring. Josh Waring does podcasts. He said, dude, I seen your YouTube channel. You got so much content. Why you don't try to make it something? I said, dude, it's just a hobby. I don't even care. He said, dude, you need to think about your YouTube channel being something big. You could make a lot of money. I said, whatever. So I decided in 2020, I said, you know what? I want to actually try to get 1,000 subscribers. Mind you, I had about 300 something, right? All this content for all these years. So I start researching videos, what's to do. You know, the number one thing said, you have to ask people to subscribe. When the video starts, ask. The video said, people by human nature, they may love your content and watch every one of your videos. If you don't personally say, they may love your content, love it. It's nothing you're doing wrong. Your thumbnail's not bad. Your description ain't bad. Your tags aren't bad. You're just not asking, and people are human. Just like, oh, that was a cool video. Oh, we got to watch this video. For some reason, people aren't into YouTube that way, where they feel like, oh, the subscribers are really going to help. They just watching, right? So I listened to what they said. And again, I started to try to do thumbnails, this and that. But the number one thing I changed. So in 1 year and 30 days, because my goal was to get my channel to 1,000 subscribers in 1 year, I did it 30 days short. So I got 700 plus subscribers in 1 year. And the main thing I focused on was I asked people to subscribe, I asked my friends to subscribe, I asked my nephew to subscribe. I ask people to subscribe. So it's really not that you're not doing great content. It's just that people just don't subscribe. Same thing as you said. I think last time I looked, like 90% of people who watch my content aren't subscribers. It's crazy. I haven't looked in a while, but it's crazy. But that's just because people just don't. It's weird. Anyway, I just want
to every video. Absolutely, 100% agree. Call to action. I now say in all of my streams, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, smash that like button, and I hate that saying, smash that like button. Every YouTuber says that. Smash that like button. But you've got to say it. You've got to put it in your description. Please consider subscribing. And little emotes on the screen. It all makes sense, and people are there. They're there for a reason. If they don't like your stuff, they won't subscribe, and that's the top and bottom of it. And ultimately, I will not knock the SBCN. It's done wonders for me. It's done wonders for my streaming. I'll never badmouth the Stadia Bash Community Network. I'm part of the network, whether or not I'm streaming for it.
Right.
I am part of that network. I'm still in the Discord. I'll defend if anyone's ever attacked on Twitter, or if anyone gets any shit in the live streams. I'll defend them all day long. So I love everyone. Please don't take away from this that I'm walking away.
Yeah. I mean,
it was the EBCN thing, and it was also a self-reflection on my channel and what I want to do and the direction I want to go in. You know, I'm testing a few things out. Like I've paid to have the logos done. I put it out to someone on Fiverr. I'm not a designer, so I come out with stupid little crappy things that are put together in Photoshop. So I paid someone a bit of money to come up with a logo, which I think they've done a really good job. The next step might be, do I give someone access to my YouTube channel and say, right, take all my videos and edit them, put them into some sort of clips or something like that. Might be the next step. I can edit videos. Editing, it's the time aspect with video editing. I haven't got the time to do it. It just takes too long. But everybody in the chat, please, please, please don't take from this that I'm leaving the community network. I'm just not streaming for the SBCN. I love it. I support it. I support everyone that's in it. I've met people like Eli, and Eli's like, he's like my son. He's a pain in the arse.
Yes, he is.
But I love him to bits. And Rock's like the wise old Gandalf. Even Rock, I'm not calling you old, by the way. Don't take away from that I'm calling you old. I think he's gone over to Lee's show now anyway, so I'll be going over in a second. But yeah, please guys, don't take away from this that I'm dissing the network. I'm not. I just wanted to get it clear in my head what this was about, which I have, the way it's going, which I have, and the reasons I wanted to get out on the table why I've left, which I think I have. I know people don't agree with it. That's fine. Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
Well, I don't know why, but Eli repeated this twice. He said, "How did I get involved in the Stadia Bash Community Network?" Dude, I don't remember. Oh, wait. No, I think I asked you, and you didn't even... The Stadia Bash Community Network was your first stream. I remember you were like, I don't stream. I don't have an audience. Nobody's going to watch me. I was like, dude, we're going to be your audience. Don't worry about it. And that's when he did his first killer stream. That was a part of the
Eli,
one dash. Yeah, that's...
Let me tell you, before we jump over to Lee's stream, Eli, you've got some... I'm going to swear now. Sorry, Anthony. You've got some shit hot content on your channel, mate. If you get them speed runs out to a wide audience, people will jump all over that. Honestly, I really do. Eli's got killer content. He really has. So there you go. I'm stroking Eli's ego.
No, he really does. And now he might take it sarcastically and think you're talking trash about him.
No, I'm not. I really am not. He'll know when I'm taking the piss out of him.
Avery is in the building. He said, quick clarification as I'm catching up on the stream is that I've been very clear to do. I've been very clear. I do not believe Stadia is dying. That is not the same as saying Google may shut Stadia down sooner than people think. Google closes products all day, every day that are active. I mean, I guess tomato. I mean, either way, if they close it down, it's still dead. So I don't really know.
Avery, can I don't know Avery, by the way. I've not met Avery, so it's nice to meet you, sir, and finally speak to you.
Yeah,
in a sense. But here's my view on Stadia, because people ask me, how did you get involved in Stadia? I knew it existed, and I knew it was this whole browser-based cloud gaming system from Google. Never bought into it, but that's because I had PlayStation, and I've still got my PlayStation, I've still got my Xbox, I've got a PC, I've got a Nintendo Switch now that I bought for my son, but I play it more. So I'm a gamer across the board. It's like if someone says, what's your favorite film genre? No, I love horror, I love action, I love drama. I love all films, but if a film grabs me, then I'll say, right, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Stadia, when people say it's dying, I ignore that, because that's just, I don't think people say it's dying anyway, or I've not seen anyone say it's dying. I get what Avery's saying about Google are closing down divisions of Stadia, i.e. the big one was the SG&E.
No, he's saying that Google closes projects all the time. So
absolutely they do. Stadia's biggest problem for me is the marketing. They do not shout about their own stuff loud enough. And that's one of the biggest downfalls. I think they rely on the community to do it too much. And that's a shame, because it's a fantastic platform. It's a fantastic product. It's got fantastic games. It's dead easy to play. It's dead easy to stream with. And it's amazing. So Everyone in the chat, listen. I've been getting slowly drunk while doing this, by the way.
Look, I'm sitting here with my ice and Sierra Mist, and you got, what are you drinking, man?
Well, I was drinking that, which is lager.
Okay.
I had vodka before, and my wife on the slide just brought me another vodka and lemonade. So I'm starting to get antsy now. But no, it's this, Anthony. This has been amazing, mate. Thank you very much for this.
Listen,
I've really enjoyed this.
This was also partially your idea, you know. You said you had questions.
Do you want me to share this on my channel for you?
Huh?
Do you want me to share this on my channel?
Listen, here's the difference, you and me. I won't turn down extra eyes. So if you want to make a little playlist and say the king of content,
there you go.
Then go ahead.
There you go.
Yeah. No, you know what it is? No, I just feel like we all could agree. So I was big into network marketing, and I seen people make a lot of money, right? And a lot of it was luck. They just happened to meet that one person, and that one person had like a huge family, and they took off, right? So for me, I mean, I know some people, right? I know some people, but I don't know who you know, and I don't know who Lee's know, and I don't know who Lukey Six know, and I don't know who Cyborg know. So if I could put my content somewhere where your people may come every now and then, they might just find my content and they might just like it, and I might just hit that big boom explosion. I won't turn that away. That's my thought, you know.
I get that. I understand that.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that as well. It sounds counterintuitive when I say I'm stepping away from the Community Bash network. I'm not really. I'm just not streaming for it.
Yeah.
But it makes sense in my head, and ultimately, that's the only place it has to make sense.
That's it. And here's the cool thing: you said it. We built friendships, not just you and me. Other people. Nobody that I know of said I'm not being cool with that person. We all know that. To be honest with you, the Stadia community is awesome, and it also has its moments where it's crazy, right? So it's like
human.
Yeah, we're human beings. Exactly. So we just don't allow everything around us to make us go crazy, you know. But let me ask you one last question though. And I know you said that. Well, I probably shouldn't even ask this question, but let me ask this question a different way. I'll ask you in a different way. Do you agree though that me creating a new VOD slot? So now people could do less than an hour or more than an hour and do it whenever they want, and then they just say, "Hey, here's my link." Throw it in there.
You've asked me that as a leading question. Do I agree with it? You've backed me into a yes or no. But I think it's a bit more. You're a salesman, you are, aren't you?
I mean, I have a little background in it, but not currently.
You work in sales. I can read a salesman, Anthony. No, listen. If people, I think it's great. If everyone's got their hour slot,
right,
and they're sticking to it, and it's fantastic, but they feel they want to do a bit more, and you say, look, you can't do more than an hour. That's not the rules of the SBCN weekly stream. But there's a section here. If you do something else, just put it in here. I don't see anything wrong with that. Absolutely not. Is it going to get the same attention that the streams get? Probably not.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yep.
But yeah, you're offering a solution to someone coming to you with an issue, and you're saying, instead of saying just a flat out, no, we're not doing it, you say, look, we've looked at it.
Right.
This is what we've come up with.
Right. And I think I think the people, not even for the people who want to do more or less, I think it helps the people to say, hey, I want to be a part of it, but I can't stick to an hour every week. That I think is important for them. Like say, cool. Well, if you still want to be a part of SBCN, go ahead.
As long as those streamers know that they're not part of the weekly.
Yep.
Like if when Clive, or sorry, not Clive, Lord Kensal,
man.
When he streams, and then he'll big up Dre, who was after. I call him Dry for some reason. Dre was after Lord Kensal, and then it was me, I think, on the Tuesday.
Yeah.
So we'd shout each other's stream out. Right, getting 5 minutes to the end, we'd say, right, everybody, thanks for coming, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, hit the like button. Links in the description for the next stream. It's Dry, head on over there, blah, blah, blah. That's not going to happen for this person that's just dumping that's as long as that's explained to them, because they might get 6 views on a video, and then they'll come to you and say, Anthony, look, I've been part of this bash now for a month. I'm getting 6 views, 8 views, one person watching live. What's going on? And you're going to say, well, because you can't commit to the hour.
Now, here's something to think about, though. So we do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Every week, somebody starts off a day, and that person don't have anybody in front of them. It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And
but no, exactly what you're saying is correct.
Do you know? Well, you're right, and I feel really bad now because I miss Ray's streams all the time.
Yeah.
Because Ray does it when over here it's about 5 or 6 o'clock.
And it's 1 a.m. my time.
And that's
so
bullshit. If I'm getting out of bed at that time,
dude, I'm usually up late, but sometimes I might go to bed at 12, and I just missed him by an hour. Like, yeah.
And I say to him, I say, sometimes I'm up, especially at the weekends. For some reason, I get up stupidly early, and I've seen him streaming Red Dead. But I'll always go back and watch it because I love Ray's content. It's not because I feel obliged to watch it. I love Ray's content. I love Ray, love him like a brother. Would jump in front of a bullet for the man, and I love what he does on his streams, the way he is, the way he interacts with his chat. And that's the reason I go back and watch it, but I can't catch him live.
Yeah.
So you're right. There's always somebody that starts on that 0. Squids, I can't get Squids' stream scheduled down because every time he's like Stadia Vet again, and like Squids is streaming. I'm working, so I'll watch it for 20 minutes or something while I'm at work.
Here's what's hard. I always missed Collins because I was streaming for Stadia Bash. Darn it. I always missed Collins because I was streaming for the GSN. I streamed the exact same time as him. One time we both were streaming Marvel Avengers, same time. So I always miss his streams. So yesterday was the first time I could actually catch it. I on Thursday was always busy for me. So I did my Sandy and Anthony show. So I always missed 2 other people's streams because my wife and I usually do a 2-hour stream. So that was rough as well. But anyways, we gotta go play some games with Lee. I know
it's 10:25, man. I could talk about this all night.
Really. I seen Eli say I'm heading over to Lee, but Lord Kensel did say this. He said, I've watched so many people I wouldn't have watched normally on Stadia Bash Community Network. So
I agree, mate. Absolutely. Yeah. And it's the same. And just quickly end on this. You just said about your Sandy and Anthony show when it's you and Sandy doing your show, and there's a few bits on your channel that I've watched, and then there's some stuff I'm not a big fan of, but I love your streams and everyone else's because I can interact with them now. I can interact and they know who I am. Codex, it's David, so I can talk to them. So that's the killer crux of getting through when you're live streaming, is getting to know your audience, learn them. And that's where Lee's got a big advantage because he's so friendly, he's so bubbly. People just gravitate towards him because of the aura that he puts out. He's just so lovable, and people love him. So, right, Anthony, we'll kill it there, mate, because we need to get over. I'm going to get shouted at.
Yeah, man. I listen. Like I said, I came from a funeral, man. I just want to play games with my friends, so I'm about to jump over there with you. Guys, thanks for tuning in. This has been awesome. Definitely make sure you check out Codex Entertainment. What am I? Is it okay for me to tell people to follow you? Because I don't want you to feel like people watch a video and then it's Okay, I'm just making sure.
Absolutely. Guys, check it out. Listen, Codex Entertainment. I've got the podcast on Sundays. I've got Stadia Vet. That's at 8 p.m. UK time, which is 5 p.m. No, it's not. It's 3 p.m. Eastern and 12 p.m. Pacific. On Tuesday, I've got Gary Stretch on the podcast. Gary Stretch has just done the documentary Through My Father's Eyes on Netflix. Nice. He's an ex-boxer. He's an actor, producer, director. Check him out on IMDb. I don't know how I got him, but I just messaged him on Twitter and he came back to me, which I'm absolutely amazed. So we've set that up. He's in LA, so he's doing it at 12 o'clock on Tuesday. And then we've got Movie Talk next week. So, yeah, check my channel out, guys. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. Anthony, it's been a pleasure, mate. It's been a pleasure.
Every time we talk, man, I love it. And I can't wait to play some games with you. So let's do it. We might have missed the game. He might have switched the whole game while we've been.
I've been watching. He's got I don't know what he's got on now. Actually, it looks like Bomberman, I think.
Okay. All right, well, let's get over there, man. All right, well, thank you again. And guys, I put the link to Lee's channel in the description. So jump on there, go over to his channel. We're about to be over there and we're gonna have some fun. So with that said, now your mama knows.
And now your mama knows.
Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. All right, subscribe. Come on, man. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. The most important thing about the channel is it's... All right, that's not right. The most important thing about the channel is it's a everything channel. So make sure you check out all of the playlists. I have product review videos, vlogging, movie reviews. I'm just gonna look up and say, how-to videos, and then real quick, how-to. Oh, maybe I'm forgetting how I shoot. All right, ready? How-to videos. What is the devil? How-to videos and gaming videos. I make videos called Trash Talk 101 where, well, you guessed it, I talk trash or rebuttal back to someone who talked trash to me. Like I made a video responding to the Nerf Report and Angry Joe. Remember, I'm going to say shows and podcasts. All right, you got it? Mm-hmm. Shows and podcasts. Wait, no, you're not supposed to say it.
You're showing the pillow. Okay.
All right, we don't have to do the head thing if y'all can't do it, all right?
Okay, just do it. No. Yeah.
And then put a little There you go. Whip that name. Shows and podcasts. And more! And also, guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can be added into the new subscribers thank you videos where I make a skit and I post everybody name up on the screen who subscribed to the channel in an individual month. You gotta see videos like the March subscribers video where I was dancing. The July video I had my cute granddaughter saying thank you. Or even the video where I smashed my 84-inch TV as I said thank you to everyone who subscribed. Make sure you go to my playlist because the playlist is where you can see all the different videos I have. I have over 1,000 videos, over 50-something playlists, and every single video on my channel is assigned to a playlist. I want to thank everyone who ever came to the channel and watched a single second of any video. I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more content. And with that said, and now your mama knows.
And now your mama knows.